Hump Day. Hey, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome to Morning Motivation, everybody. Your daily dose of inspiration and empowerment. I'm your host, Jamon, and I'm thrilled to have you join us as we kickstart our day with positivity and purpose. So whether you're here to seek motivation, connect with like-minded individuals, or simply start your day on the right foot, you've come to the right place. And since you're here, on your way in, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you feel like your boy is a little groggy, a little drowsy, or doing an amazing job, you can buy me a cup of coffee if you like. It's actually pinned to the top of the chat. But as we get going this morning, I want to first stop and say shout out to all the recent graduates. My recent graduate in particular, Glover Motion, Jordan, stepbrother Ja. Shout out to my youngest son for completing his basic education. He's gotten through elementary school, although we didn't think we was gonna get him through elementary school because the boy was fighting. He wouldn't stop fighting. I don't know why that boy was so hateful back then. But he ain't played no games. The boy wouldn't stop fighting. And then we got him in the middle school. Oh, it was more the same. But something happened in high school. In high school, he really started noticing girls. And then he went from a fighter to a lover. He went from a fighter to a lover. So now he has truly earned the name. He is Glover Lover. We have a long history and tradition of being a Glover Lovers in our family. Shout out to my pops, who's no longer with us, but he is still with us every day. So yeah, the weekend, man, it's been a mad dash, and it's been nonstop, and it's still going. It's like every time I think I can't get any busier, life proves me wrong, and it just throws more on the plate. Yep. So there's more things happening. It's been a mad dash. It's been a lot of things happening, and so I want to shout out my beautiful wife, who has she's answered the call. She has stood up in a lot of ways over the past couple of weeks. Actually, this year, I've seen her grow to a whole new level as it comes to just family, combining our families, taking more of a role in how the families cooperate with each other. Because most of those of you who know me more than past the show, I am, and I said it before, I am not the friend that you call when you need some quote unquote emotional support. You may be having a little bit of emotional challenge. I'm probably not that friend. I'm the one that you call when you want to get some results, when you want to get something figured out and you want to move. If you just want to complain about it, I mean, I'll listen, but I'm not going to be the one that's going to be like, oh yeah, oh, I feel you all, give me hugs and hello. No, this is probably not me. I'm like, so what we doing? Who do I need to help you hide a body? Who we need to beat up? I'm that guy. And my wife has jumped in there and she's orchestrated some things within the family. She's gotten me on track on some things and helped me see things from a different perspective. So shout out to her. Whew. Also shout out to Mama P, man. I'm just doing shout outs right now because Mama P she's soldiering on, and some days it's tougher. So thank you for those who kept her in your prayers and who holds her up daily. We really, really appreciate that as well. All right. So Not sure how long this show gonna last today because there's so many things moving. So I'm really waiting for my phone to ring. That's really what I'm waiting on. So we're gonna go on until that happens. But what we've been talking about bitterness. We've been talking about bitterness. And we've used Uncle Ruckus. We use Professor Snape. We use Commodus. We've used a whole lot of themes, right? What makes people bitter? And that bitterness is the silent killer. Well, I had a recent conversation with somebody, and I said recent, I'm talking about somewhere around 3, 4 weeks ago. 3, 4 weeks ago. And they were upset, and I may have mentioned it briefly, but they were upset about a person in their life. And this person was not living up to the expectation that they had. Put a one in the chat if you've ever been in a relationship with somebody and they didn't meet the expectation. What the menu said, it wasn't that. They said they were Wagyu, A5 Wagyu, but it really was some flank steak. Put a one in the chat if you've ever had that experience, because you might be able to relate better to what's going on. And yes, your boy needs some coffee today, y'all, because I didn't get off work till 10:30 last night. Then I had an hour drive. And then I got home and my wife had her own tough day. So we talked about that. We decompressed. And the reason I'm talking about these, is because every time we start making progress, it seems like we getting set back. Every time we start making progress, there's a new hurdle, there's a new thing that comes into our way. And whether we realize it or not, the seed of bitterness is always being sown. Oh man, D-Rob said, man, at least meet the appetizer. But if you can't meet the entree, something wrong. You D-Rob, bruh. Facts, all facts. All facts. Y'all know how it is. You meet this person and you're talking to them and their representative is in full swing. The representative is being everything. And they're advertising that they have this package together. But then one day, fellas, you see her in, I'm going to go old school. You see her in the Piggly Wiggly. Because don't nobody shop at the Piggly Wiggly for real no more, right? There's still Piggly Wigglies. It's a small town. It's a really small town. You see at the Piggly Wiggly, and she ain't got her makeup on. She got a bonnet on. She got on some house pants. And you see her in line, and you trying to get by, you say, oh, my bad, excuse me, bro. And then you take 2 steps past her. Was that old girl? And you look back, and she turn her head real quick and start walking off. Oh, man. Yeah, something changed. This is not what was advertised. Yeah. And so, but that happens so many times in life. We order things and we don't get what we ordered. Or we see something that's advertised and we don't get what was advertised. We don't get all the perks and all the benefits. Happens so often. And just like in our personal lives, it happens in our professional life. We want things to be perfect. We want things to be set up properly. We want things to work the way it's supposed to work. But it rarely does, because there's no such thing as perfection. It's all a journey. It's all part of a game. It's part of the journey of life. It's part of the journey of life. That's what it is. And sometimes we go through disappointment and we go through setback and we stop moving. We get our battle scars, we get wounded, our pride gets hurt, and we sit off in the cut and we're going to take a time out. But it's the time out that gets us in trouble. Because during the time out, we don't think about it. We have bad thoughts about it. We get around other people in their time out, and it becomes a pity party. And the seeds of bitterness are being sown all around your yard. Matter of fact, it's people riding by, taking handfuls of bitter seeds and just throwing them all in your front yard. They all on your porch, everywhere. And before you know it, we're like, y'all remember the cop from Green Mile, Percy? Y'all remember little Percy from Green Mile? Now, I think he has some mental issues, but you know. It's all mental. Some people just born a little with a little less capacity or deficiency than the norm. But before you know it, you're having conversations. Oh, pissy pants. Very apt name. Very, very apt name. I like it. But that's what happened to most people in life. All these unmet expectations, all this trauma, all these things happen, and it puts us in a bad place. And before long, you got a yard full of weeds. A yard full of weeds. And moving into the house that we're in now, you know, most of you I haven't really showed y'all the house for real, just because my wife said no. Actually, she didn't say no. We both kind of said no, without saying no. We're both big on privacy. We like our private spaces, so we know I let you in, but I can't let you all the way in. Whoa. Did y'all hear that? I don't even know what this is. Okay. I will accept that. Wow. I have a whole application just popped up on my screen, and I thought I was being hacked for a second. But I think it's a work thing. It's like, I ain't trying to work right now. See, I told you I was waiting on a phone call, and I got a whole notification in the middle of my screen. Whew. Anyway, I'm going to just put that on pause for a few seconds. Let me get to what I was getting, because I can't stop just yet, because we just starting to cook a little bit. Boy. That threw me off. Threw me off a little bit though. So anyway, in buying this house, it was a new build. It was a new build, and I was concerned initially because we had a wow, and another one just popping in. Okay, I'm about to turn into a little old pissy pants right now. Okay, woosah, woosah. Text messages going off, apps popping up. I'm like, all right. Apologies, y'all. Let me regather my thoughts. Okay, so yeah, I had some concern about the grass because when we moved in, the grass was brown. The grass was literally brown because it was the winter time. Oh yeah, I've never had to use Do Not Disturb because I don't even really care. But they just burst all into my show this morning and they caught my attention. So I will definitely hit that Do Not Disturb. Don't these folks know it's 7 a.m.? I don't get up until 5. Anyway, the grass was brown and I was expecting green grass. But it was the wintertime, so the grass was all brown, and it was it was a good, what you call a good grass. And so it turns off in the winter. It don't really grow. It's still alive, but it doesn't, do its full thing until the appropriate time. And so they laid all this new sod down, and it's covering up all this red mud, and a lot is bare, and it's brown. And brown, and all winter is brown. It's like, is this grass ever gonna take root? Is it ever gonna grow? And we're waiting for it to grow. And then the weather started to get a little warmer, and then it started turning green. But it was like a new baby green, not the baby boo boo green, but it's like a really light green, the green of a new growth. But it was still so much brown. It was like my hair, it was black. And then you start seeing these little gray pieces popping up here and there. And next thing you know, it's like a good mix. And so that's what it was for a while. It was a good mix. And then I started noticing real strong patches of green popping up. And I got excited for a minute. And then I realized something, y'all. It was weeds. It was weeds. Weeds were growing through my new sod. And it was green. It was strong. It was green. It was strong. And it was noticeable. Yes, the gray acting just like some weeds. And it got so bad. If you see me, Jamon, if you see Jamon outside doing anything with the yard, it's bad. It's bad. It's horrible bad. Because I don't cut no grass, y'all. It's some people who love doing it. I will happily pay them. Not doing it. Not doing it. And so my wife is out there and she's starting to pull these weeds. And I feel a little bad because I'm like, man, I got this beautiful girl out there, this new homeowner. Shout out to the new homeowners, pulling weeds out of the yard, and her husband sitting looking out the window, drinking a cup of coffee, like, get them weeds, boo. Yes, girl, you better get them. You better get them weeds, girl. And just sipping. But then some kicks in. I'm just like, okay. I guess I'll go out there and do it. I took a L. So I went out there and I started pulling weeds. And then I began to notice that the more weeds I pull, the more weeds were there. It's a stress reliever on a zero turn. But see, the thing about it, if you don't get the weeds out, they embed. And they spread. They embed and they spread if you don't get the weeds out. And so I decided to use it as a metaphor for life. Monique said, I would have gotten a hose on you and your coffee. Come on now, don't do me like that. Yeah. No, I mean, but look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It ain't many things I won't do. I ain't never liked grass, and my dad actually messed it up for my wife, because we lived on this acre property when my dad bought that first house. We lived on this acre property, and my dad was too cheap to spring for a riding lawnmower, so he got a push mower. And guess who had to push it? Guess who was out there with this 10-inch push mower pushing an acre? Man, it would take me 2 hours to get the yard cut like he wanted it cut. He made me despise grass. And then the more I cut it, I'm realizing that afterwards I'm having all these allergic reactions and I'm sneezing and I'm coughing and I'm stuffed up, feel like I got a head cold. And it became so much misery for me. And I think I made him feel bad at some point because he saw me out there. I was literally one day, I was just running, pushing because I'm trying to get done. I got my shirt over my face and I'm pushing. I'm literally jumping roofs. Lawnmower going, we're elevated like I was driving the doggone General Lee out that piece. I was trying to break that doggone moor. And then Craig. He hit the grass cutting age. And you know what this N-word did? Yes, I said N-word. You know what this N-word did? I'm talking about my father. This N-word. He went about that little N-word a freaking riding more. Oh, y'all talking about somebody salty. Y'all talking about somebody salty. Oh my goodness. I wanted to break that more. I wanted to break both their legs. Oh, everybody can get this smoke today. I pull up in the yard, this ninja riding on the riding lawnmower. Got a little glass of lemonade and a big old hat like, yes. Wow, my dad he was definitely the original Glover lover because the sisterhood caping for him right now. Why is the sisterhood caping for my dad? And then we ain't gonna talk about when I got in the military. Oh. I mean, you literally out there with scissors. Trimming the grass around the freaking doors. Oh no. Oh no. I refuse to cut another piece of anything. If I gotta cut the grass again, it's because my granddaughter got lost in it. Negative. I will sit there with that. Monique, when you got that hose on me, I'll be just like this. Thank you for cooling me off, baby. You work hard. Thank you for cooling me off. Woo, buddy. Y'all see how y'all kind of hit a nerve, right? See, we're talking about getting to the root of the problem. Some bitterness here. Oh, I forgot I had some unresolved issues with grass. So, baby, now you know why. Jamal, I'm going to pay somebody. I ain't doing it. Now you know why, right? Okay. But I will admit, I felt bad when my wife was outside pulling weeds. So she went outside like 10 times pulling weeds, like over like a month period, 10 separate occasions. I was out there at least 3 of those times. At least 3 of those times. Cause why? You ain't gotta sow weeds. You really ain't gotta sow it. Matter of fact, and when it's pollen season, when flowers are budding, they be just sprinkling their little essences all over, sowing places they were never planted, if they were planted, right? So it be the root of something. If you don't get that root out, if you don't uproot it, it festers and it grows and it just hides in the dark. And now you start to add in the life stresses, the other unmet expectations, bad failed relationships, bad jobs, beef with your siblings because they riding a riding lawnmower and you want to push more. You know what I'm saying? Not that I feel any kind of way about that. Craig G, I don't feel no way about that, sir. I'm just using it to make a point. I'm just using it to make a point. Oh, and then this dude will come over talking about this ninja named Craig G. This ninja will come over. And my mom will be sitting on the couch and she'll be like, oh, I don't feel too good today. Oh, baby, could you get me this? Or, oh, could you do that for you, mama? I'm like, okay, mama, I got you. What you need, mama? What you need? And then my door just randomly opened. Should have never gave these ninjas access. My door just randomly opened, and it's Craig G walking in. And she looked over, she said, hey baby, how are you? Would you like something to eat? I can get you a beer. Would you like your shoes polished? I can do. Need me to wash your clothes? I'm just like. Okay, no, look. I really don't have no problems. I'm just saying. I'm just using this as illustrations. That's illustrations, y'all. This illustration, that's all. I feel no personal way about any of this. Okay, see, I've been working a lot. My filter is real low, so some stuff coming up, right? So today is a really good time to talk about this. The root of the problem. The root of the problem. This is why it's important to get to the root, y'all. This is why it's important to really go back. You know how we talk about those attachment styles. Who telling lies, boo? Who telling lies? You know what? Appreciate it, Monique. At least more on my side. More on my side. Get your feeling. Look. So get your healing, bro. I like that. Sometimes you got to get it out. You got to uproot that thing. Because you ain't got to plant weeds. Weeds just happen. Weeds just happen. Heartbreak. Injustice. Unrealized dreams and potential. The betrayal of a loved one. It all causes trauma. It causes us to pause, to take a break, to feel some things sometimes. And if we don't resolve it, and the word that I struggle with the word, I call it closure. Because you don't always need closure, but sometimes you do. On some things, you do. The things that really matter, the relationships that really matter, there need to be some closure, some resolution of some sort. Because if you don't, that thing, it festers and it lingers. And now you find yourself having the opposite of what Michael Jackson had, you know?
Every year my skin just seemed to get blacker and darker and blacker.
And more darker. I got the opposite of what Michael Jackson had. It's that revitiligo. You find yourself bitter. Yes. Most of the trials and tribulations of the yard, even nature goes through. Yeah. Everything. You ain't got to plant. You ain't got to water and maintain weeds. It's just a part of the journey. And if you want to have a fertile ground, you got to uproot them because they'll choke the life out of the good stuff. You have to. They'll struggle, they'll choke your relationships out. When a new relationship starts to form, you'll start seeing hints of old stuff and you'll call it red flags. And you'll dismiss the relationship, dismiss the opportunity because you saw a couple of red flags. But guess what, baby? Everything has a red flag. Every person has a red flag to somebody. You see, most times it starts within us. First within, then without. Because the reason we attracting red flags is because we're equipped to deal with them, because we have our own. We're attracting what we're most familiar with. Here come this young man. I reserve the right to not be pulled into this foolishness even further. Good morning, all, and goodbye. Yeah. He's taking the higher ground now. Y'all see this, right? because he know. Because he know. He know. He know. They just like my Caucasian brothers and sisters will say, oh, I don't think slavery was that bad. You know. You know you ain't want to go through it. But anyway, I digress. Actually, I know I'm going to keep pressing just a little bit longer. What time is it? I'm going to get at least 10 more minutes. That ain't finna stress me out. I ain't looking over it. I'm sorry. I looked at too long. All right. So, okay. What tends to happen, right? We get to a place in our lives we get to a place in our lives, right, where we now start forming expectations based off of past traumas. If y'all can stop laughing for a minute at my pain, put a 1 in the chat. If you are now creating these new expectations based off past pains, past trauma, things that you've gone through, you're now creating this whole new framework for what you will accept, what you won't accept, where you won't go back to, what you won't go back through. Put a 1 in the chat if you're doing that. And quite honestly, it works. It's a defense mechanism. It keeps us safe. It keeps us from hurt feelings, harm. But there's a problem. There's a problem. Because something is coming, if it hadn't already came, that you really would like to make work. Whether it's a job, a relationship, whether it's a new routine. And as that chick Yo put, you know, she got some tools in the thing right now, right? You want to fix it. She must have knew where I was going. You want to fix it. You want to drop the standard just a little bit, just to see if there's a possibility that this thing could be what I've been looking for. And then it pulls you in deeper than you expected. And now you have created a new trauma. Because I knew better, but I did it anyway. I knew better, but I did it anyway. Monique said, yes, I do that daily and yearly. For me, it opens proper communications for us. I like that. Okay. I think Mo might be on to something, y'all. Mo might be on to something. And so what begins to happen is we begin resenting the people that are closest to us. We begin resenting the job that we really wanted, or the opportunity that we really wanted. Because it's becoming another unmet expectation, we begin to feel away toward it, and we begrudge it. And we want it to be something that is not. We want it to be something that is not. And so as in relationships, there's a bunch of guys walking around right now who don't feel respected in their relationships. And ladies, don't take it lightly. When a man doesn't feel respected, a man will get his respect. He will. His respect is like air to men. Some men that can't get respect, or they don't feel respected at home, they get respect in the streets. If that girl won't give it to them, they'll find it with another girl. If that girl won't give it to them, sometimes physically they want to take the respect. They're going to make you respect them. Sometimes they withdraw and they go spend big at the bar. They go find it gambling. They go find it sports. They go find it in gaming. There is no one way a man will find respect, because there is no one way that men are. Men Men are complex. Simple, but complex. It's like a motor. If you put fuel and fire, your car normally start, right? But it's a complex operation. It's a timing for the belts and all the everything to happen. But all you got to keep is gas in there and a charged battery most times, and it's gonna start. Men are like that. We're not super complicated, but it's a process. And respect is our fuel. Respect is our fuel. Say, Ezekiel said, the wrong relationship weed will choke the life out of you if you let it. And that's the thing. It's not the relationship is the platform. It's the space. It's the weeds of past trauma that come in and choke the life out of you. And the thing is, it's you. It's us. It's generally not the other person. Generally, not the other person. Now, am I absolving them from any of their challenges? No. But if I was weeding my yard, I would have never attracted them long anyway. They would have never had the space to come in and hurt me had I been maintaining myself. Had I had that kind of soil, that kind of turf that chokes out the weeds or exposes the weeds. You see, always first inside, then outside. And then we blame other people for not being what they advertised. But it was something in us that was attracted to the red flags, even though we didn't see them. We saw them. Because game recognized game, right? Game recognized game. Did I say that right? Yeah. We attracted to the things that attract us. And if we attract a bunch of dysfunction, guess what? We probably got some dysfunction in us. If we attract in bad relationships, that might mean we're not as strong as a partner as we think we are. In life, you get what you're ready for. You attract what you're ready to have. And then the rest of us, you got to work it out. We let go of relationships because we don't want to fix ourselves. My wife, and this is why my wife is my number one fan, y'all. She saw me. She understood that I was flighty. She understood not so much that I was a dismissive avoidant, but she knew this guy will pack a bag in a minute. He ain't gonna hang around long. So you know what she did? She started working on her, which is why I'm always bragging on her. Because she took the initiative and she started working on her in the middle of our relationship. She made a bold declaration, baby, I'm doing this because I don't want to see us end. I'm doing this because I value the person that you are. I'm doing this because I want to be the partner that you need and you deserve. And so in the process of pulling her own weeds out, she pulled some of mine out too. Wait a minute, dang. So how could I not, when she come back and say, hey babe, would you mind going to a therapy session with me? I don't really want to go to therapy, but she did all that. Okay, sure babe. Yep, I'll go. After that, how was that? Was that cool? Yeah, it was all right. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Would you consider doing your own? See, now you trying to say, okay, you're doing a little much right now, but how can I say no? How can I say no when I see what you're doing? I got to match that because we are kindred flames. We are kindred spirits. And because I value her, I'm going to do what's necessary to make sure I hold up my end of the deal. And so then I had to turn inside and realize, okay, I am kind of flighty. I do struggle with making commitments in relationships. I do struggle with being the friend who can at least hold you when you're crying instead of like, damn, what you crying for, girl? Damn, suck it up. I had to stop being that guy. Oh, D-Rob said, what if a female, instead of communicating, she shuts down, doesn't speak to you or anything? I feel like that's unhealthy. Dealt with that a lot. Yep. Because that was me, D-Rob. Bruh. I was the one that was shutting down. Man, I'd walk around, I wouldn't say nothing for about 6, 7 hours, just walking around. She'd be like, I can't take this, babe. Why are you not talking to me? I can't take this. Because she needs to feel the energy. I need to be away from the energy. And because she valued the relationship, she began to make changes in herself. She didn't try to change me. She tried to change, okay, what am I doing is making him shut down? She went within and started de-weeding her heart, de-weeding some bad habits. She did a lot of work. A lot of work. And because I saw the work she was doing, when he says sometimes they don't want to hurt your feelings or they don't know how to express themselves, it all depends on the situation. Yeah. And that's why I would be quiet a lot of times, because I don't want to say what I want to say. I don't want to say what I want to say because it's probably going to come out hurtful and I'm going to further damage the relationship right now. Or I'm going to make it worse. And then when I'm ready to talk, it's not going to be nobody to talk to. It's not going to be anybody to talk to. And so it was a defense mechanism for me, because my grandmother taught me a long time ago, if you can't say nothing good, don't say nothing at all. So I was trying to protect her and me. But she didn't like that. So she went inside. What am I doing? What am I doing? Or what can I do to not have a relationship like this? So let me fix what I can fix, which is me. Because we can only fix ourselves. If hurting my feelings is the way a female communicates, I gotta go. And so I'm gonna be a little tough on you for a second, D-Rob. If you attracting somebody that's hurting your feelings, you probably need to pull some weeds. You probably do some de-weeding, D-Rob. You know the saying, hurt people hurt people? Hurt people, broken people find each other. Healed people find each other. Most people don't go into a relationship with people with the intent on hurting them. Most people go into a relationship because they truly like what they see from this person. And how they express their pain, how they express their bitterness, how they express their discontentment, it comes out in various forms. And sometimes it come out as hurt. It comes out as anger. It comes out as abuse. I can promise when they got started, that wasn't really what they were open to. But because all they know was dysfunction, you only can do what you know, right? And so if I am like now, for example, right? I'm out a lot of places. I see a lot of different people, a lot of different women. I'm speaking places, and a lot of people come up to me and, they want to talk and they want to shake hands. Sometimes they want to hug. And I can always tell who I need to avoid like the plague now. And y'all know the irony of it? The ones I know I should avoid like the plague was the ones I used to run to. The ones I know I need to avoid. Now, I used to run to. Something in me has changed. I've been de-weeding some stuff. And now I recognize, I can smell the toxic dripping off of people now. I can smell the the up to no goodness now. My son said the other night, We were at a little restaurant, and he said, "Pop," he said, "I'm proud of you, man. This is my oldest son." He said, "You done lost your edge. You don't have that street. Like if you walk into a place now, people ain't looking at you like, okay, what's this guy gonna do now? They looking at you like, oh, this guy's a professional." He said, your energy has changed, Pop." Let's see. I'm direct. I'm direct with my husband, family. Wait, okay. Oh, I'm direct with my husband, family. Sugarcoat. I feel that's lying. Just be honest and have a true conversation. Keep all the way 100. Yeah. So yeah, sugarcoating. And there's also perspective, right? Sparing feelings versus being blunt. That's a tough. That's a tough combo. That's a tough combo. And the reason people spare feelings is because they don't feel safe to be blunt. My wife. Okay, let me think about it before I say it. Hold on. Hey, hold on. Right? It's like, yeah, I got you. I know it's just an example, but I was about to use an example of my wife, but I think I'm gonna go the other way on that one. Because I know in relationship, I can be as blunt as I want to be, as long as it's good. But I can't be as blunt as I want to be if it's not favorable. And it's not just with my wife, it's with most people. Most people don't want to hear their criticisms put out there. Now, they'll take the praise, but they don't want the criticism put out there. That's just most people. And so, Monique, would you consider that sugarcoating? Would you consider that sugarcoating? You know, I would have to say it in a different way versus just saying how it is. Because sometimes, exactly, you'll hit it out in the head. It's a thin line. It's a thin line. Relationships are fragile. They're tender. People's feelings and emotions are fragile and they're tender. And I'd rather just not have the conversation at all. Some people want to have it, but then they'll drop a little sugar on it. And then some people would just want to be like, blah, that's what it is. That's part of the uprooting you have to do as a couple. And that one is communication, it's training, it's upbringing, it's culture. That one is deeply rooted. So that's not an easy one to fix. No matter how much work me and my wife do, I'm never going to be able to come out my mouth and say what I would say to my brother, to my wife. Oh, y'all might find me with a hoe, like a garden utensil hoe, you know, stuck in my hip. And I'm trying to crawl out of the ditch while we was de-weeding. So Toronto Riggins says, I'll take criticism if it comes from a healed person and place. Okay, I can see that. Monique says, you say it according to the person's personality. Yes. And so that's why the personality assessments are amazing. That's why eyes be killing me, bro. That's why the attachment styles are important. That's why the what else is it? Strength finders. Strength finders are important. Hell, horoscopes. The more insight we have to our base nature, the reason we do things and what we respond to, our love languages, the more in tune we are with who we are, the easier it is. The easier it is to heal. But that uprooting requires doing some research. It's not just sitting around praying, Lord, deliver me. Oh, Lord, show me what my error is. He already did it. It's called a personality assessment. It's called morning motivation. It's called my love language. It's called Strength Finders 2.0 or motivators. It's it's called attachment styles. Understanding why I am the way that I am, based on the trauma that I've experienced, based on the culture that I've lived in, based in the experiences that I've had. This is why I'm in this line. Now, do I want to be this person or do I want to be something else? That's the journey. That is the whole process of weeding. One of my favorite pictures. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let's see. The way I say it to you, can I take it if it was said in the same tone? Oh, that's a good one. Because sometimes we get a little, as they say, a little flippant at the lip. Okay. Wow. This is one of my favorite pictures right here. This is one of my absolute favorite pictures. And the reason it's one of my favorite pictures is because it has two of my most favorite people in the world in it. But look closely. Look closely. Y'all see this bundle here. These are the weeds. Y'all see my grass? Y'all see my grass right here, right? Look at this. Look between the legs. Look at this grass. And then look at these weeds. See how green those weeds are? Look how strong those roots are. And this is the grass I paid thousands of dollars for. Some ain't adding up, right? Some just ain't adding up. I paid a lot of money for this grass. A lot of money. A lot of money. I'ma get there. I paid a lot of money for that. And so it's not just my grass. I got to switch it up a little bit, right? You see? Because that's my wife and that's my granddaughter number one. And look at all the yards. Just look at the yards. They all just brown. My granddaughter got a little broken off one in her hand. She wasn't strong enough to get the root out. However, before she start complaining, let me get more of the motivation off her face. Okay. You see her little hand right there? She's doing her own little weeding work. It's a true green and a good Jamaican. That's racist. But look how strong, look how thick those roots are. How much dirt came with them. This is what's happening in our hearts, in our minds, in our brains. Every day, trauma's being added on to trauma. Trauma's being added on to trauma. Relationships are being strangled because we got so much old stuff going on in our hearts and in our minds. Too much is happening. Too much. And so if you want to have a healthy green grass, if you want to have a healthy mind that's ready to take and receive relationships, but I guess I could have showed y'all an after picture, right? Let me see. I got to be careful as I'm scrolling through my phone, y'all. I got to be careful. Got pictures of all these garden utensils around here. I don't want y'all to see the garden utensils. Okay, all right. I can show that one. All right, and so that's what it looks like now. You see, still some brown patches in there. Still a few brown, but the green is starting to come through. My wife's out there. Has a regular green thumb, and she's out there making sure we get plenty of water. Now, we throwing water all over the community. But the grass is getting the nutrients that it needs. She went and bought timers and water go off at certain times of the day and night. I wake up to water hitting the daggone house. Because if you want healthy, green, fertile relationships, you got to work at them. But it starts with you first. It starts with you first. You have to do the work on yourself before you hold anybody else accountable for what didn't work. You have to do the inner work. And I've been here longer than I thought I was going to be here, y'all. Somebody going to be hot with me. But anyway, you have to start with yourself first. You have to start with uprooting the things in your life. And the only reason people can get in and really hurt us on a deep level is because we let them in. So the question we have to ask is, why are we letting them in? Why do I value them so much? What is it in me that's keep attracting this type of person? Because the problem lies with us. It lies with us. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to digest. When we're so used to being told that the other person is their responsibility to do A, B, and C. But truth be told, we are responsible for our own happiness. We are responsible for our own mental sanity. We are responsible. Some people know they crazy. Some people know they ain't wrapped tight and they don't want to do the work. So they avoid relationships at all costs because they tired of going through the drama. So they stay to themselves. They're smart, but only if they want to be by themselves, because it's not hard to do the work. You just have to understand who you are by understanding where you've been and then making a decision. Is this the person I want to stay? I know it sounds like it's simple and probably a little more complicated than what it seems like, than what I'm making it sound right now. But I promise you, once you get into it, it's not as hard as you think. It won't take as long. If you took a year, just 1 year, do some intensive therapy, get in some support circles, go volunteer with places that you have trauma with, places that you've been hurt. Go volunteer in a similar space and see how people think, how they feel. Contrast and compare. Read some books on healing, on becoming this person, or getting this skill, learn a new skill. Take a year, just 1 year, to go get better. And I guarantee you, without fail, you're going to attract better. You're going to attract better. Happens every time, without fail. And when I come across people who haven't healed, I'm not mad at them. When I come across people who have that toxic energy, I don't push them away. I don't throw that red, what is it, the red A on they sweater. I don't ostracize them. It's like me being mad at my granddaughter that's 1 because she's drooling. It's like me being mad at a toddler because they're active. It's like me being mad at a disabled person because they're disabled and they can't move as fast as I move. People can't help where they are. I can't expect them to meet my need over here when I can't even meet my own need. How can I expect them to meet it? Because I attracted them because we're kind of in the same place. It might look different, it might present different, but how can two walk together unless they be agreed? Oh, well, I didn't see all the flags up front. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Now, did I see the bologna in the couch? Y'all know the story I'm talking about, right? Did I see the bologna in the couch? No, I didn't see the bologna in the couch. But I saw the other stuff around the house that was out of place, that was unkept. So why am I surprised when I found bologna in the couch? Well, it's nasty over here. Why wouldn't it be nasty over here? Because I compartmentalize that. I don't go over there. I don't have to see that. So I'm gonna act like it don't exist. Red flags are there. We all see it. How you get them is how you lose them, right? We know that saying for a reason. Come on now. I'm trying to be real here. Trying to be real. The work needs to be done on the inside. Polar Tink Tink. I can't be mad at Tink Tink because Tink Tink ain't all the way there. That's just what Tink Tink is. But why do I keep attracting Tink Tinks? Because I need to go in and de-weed, de-seed. You see the real root of the problem? It's bitterness. But it turns into bitterness later. It turns, oh, nasty butt. Yeah. But if I'm being 100% honest, sometimes the most nasty, toxic people, they bring the most energy. They bring the most excitement. And what does that say about me? If I keep running around with it, what does that say? I need to do some de-weeding in my heart. Because yes, it's easy to go out there and see a couple of weeds and pull them. That's smart play. Smart play. You see a couple of weeds, go ahead and pull them. Pull them by the root, get them out of there. But when you low-key like the weeds, you might not admit it to nobody. I like the fact that certain things would happen. Oh, I like the fact. I like the few weeds here and there. But when them jokers started getting a foothold in my yard, and now I'm in my house, and now my house is being infested by bologna sandwiches in the couch. No. This gotta go. I knew you was nasty. I know it. Now I want to blame her when it was me the whole time because I saw it. So what is it in me that continues to attract that kind? What is it in me? And so the work starts on the inside and then it goes to the outside. That's the story. De-weeding, the root of the problem. Pulling out all of the bad stuff and keeping the good stuff. Because a green lawn, drama until it takes over. Yeah, all facts. Well, yeah, I've definitely been here longer than I was supposed to, but I wanted to do it because this week has been crazy. I didn't think we was gonna have a show Friday, but it looks like something canceled. So I'll be able to be around Friday, I think. I'll verify, but pretty sure Friday's gonna happen. So we'll be back on Friday, y'all. But yeah, do the deep work on yourself. Get into the root of the problem. Why people get bitter is because they have those unresolved things and they refuse to start on the inside. They refuse to pull out their own weeds because, hey, it's having a fresh yard and a green lawn is boring. It's only boring because it takes so much work. You and your spouse ain't spending as much time together because both of y'all are working like a fool. So that little other weed is popping up at the job over there. Oh, that weed getting a lot of attention. Better pull that joker out and keep it pushing. If not, you're going to have a whole line of weeds following you. Hey, Monique said, y'all, we now have a kindergartner. Oh, man. I got to get up out of here, guys. But I want to go back and do a roll call because I didn't do it up front. So shout out to Toronto Riggers, #1 in the building today. Hump Day. That chick yo said she needs some coffee, y'all. I do too. D-Rob, salute my guy. And yo, what up, boo? Hey. Mo, I ain't seen Mo in a minute, man. Maybe I have, I don't know, but it seemed like it's been a long time. But it's good to have you back. You was here last week dropping gems and bombs and everywhere all over the place. So yeah, you have been here. I'm tripping. Craig G, my guy, I still love you, bruh. No, look. It was a teaching principles. That's all it was, bruh. No resentment. I've healed a long time ago. I don't want to choke you anymore. When I see you, I don't want to choke you out no more like I used to. I'm past that now. Yeah, but anyway, y'all. Anybody else? I know there's a couple more people out there that's not in the chat room. Appreciate you being here today. Appreciate the support, the continued support, and just all the feedback that I'm getting on and offline. You guys are amazing. And I know personal development is tough. It's tough, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So, thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. And if you enjoyed today's episode and you want to buy your boy a cup of coffee, it's pinned to the chat. But also be sure to give it a thumbs up if you hadn't. Like, comment, subscribe, share with somebody who may need a little morning motivation. So, until Friday, you guys have an amazing day. Keep striving for greatness. And just know, everything's going to be all right. Peace.